All right, so again, everybody, thanks everybody for coming out. Memphis-Shelby County Schools. This is Barbershop Talks. Stop 2 for today. This is going to be a series where we're talking about everything from wide range, from education to what we can do to better support kids in the city of Memphis as we continue to shape this thing for education. So we're going to have a special guest in a moment, but again, shout out to Massey for letting us come out and talk about Barbershop Talks today. We got some students in the building today. I'm gonna kick it to BJ in a second. We got some students that's cutting today. So tell us a little bit, BJ, about what we're doing for internships with students.
Okay. All right, so first of all, thank you all for coming today. My name is Dr. Billy Walker with the Department of Student Affairs. We appreciate you for being here. This is my home community. I'm actually a graduate, proud graduate of Whitehaven High School. Without further ado, the first thing I want to talk about is our students. And we talk about them chasing their passions. One thing I want to tell this community, with Memphis-Shelby County Schools, and thank you CFO Langston, our students have earned over $2.5 million in the last 2 years through the internship program. I'm going to say it again. Memphis-Shelby County students have earned over $2.5 million with over 2,200 students. That's a great number. It sounds great. We have over 26,000 students that could be employed at the age of 14. I have 2 living examples of the internship program at work. The Purtle twins. I have Kylan there. How you doing, Kylan? And Mr. Purtle here. They are not only recipients of going through the internship program and earning dollars for being CTTE students and earn their certificate for barbering, they also work on the weekend to chase their passions. So without further ado, I'm going to let Mr. Purtle speak for us today as a proud 2024 graduate of not only my alma mater, Whitehaven High School, but also as a student that we say that is chasing their passion educationally through the technical realm, and he's also going to work at FedEx through the LIFE program through the Department of Student Affairs. So I will step out the way and let you see a real live example of the money that you've earned and how we can work and giving these students opportunities outside of themselves to chase their passions. Without further ado, Mr. Purtle.
My name is Keelan Purtle. I attend Whitehaven High. Let's see, I graduated May 18th as a proud 2024 Whitehaven graduate. I really like the internship because it helped me find something to do at a young age. So it started, I heard so much good things about through the school year, even though I couldn't do it in the summer. I decided to come through the summer to earn hours and be more, and do something developing through the summer instead of just being in the house doing nothing. What I really like about the internship is it gives me a chance to meet other students and progress with them. So I won't really be just talking to one person. I'll be talking to many people at one time. I won't see the same faces. I'll be meeting people as I go through this situation. But I also like to thank how Mr. Massey over there, he mentored me through this whole process. Without him, I wouldn't even know about the program. So I like to thank him for that. He also inspired me to get into the program with barbering and everything. I really don't know what I would have been doing if I wouldn't have met Mr. Massey or this guy here. He really inspired me as well to get into this internship program. So I remember my first meeting, I was talking to him a lot about it, and he really told me how this will help me progress through life. And it proves for itself, because not only did I go to the internship and learn all these things, but I later used it to progress through life. As you see now, I'm in a barbershop working, making money outside of the internship as well, making money inside of the internship as well.
Thank you. And I also like to highlight 2 of our other massive barbers. Thank you, E. Massey, the owner here at the shop, but also Mr. Miller and Mr. Calicut. They're not in the internship program. They've also earned their massive barbering license while working here. As they say, tip the barber, as Mr. Massey says, but this is a family business. We appreciate you guys for being here, but there's so many youth that have the opportunity to chase their passions early, and we just want to continue that through the process of not only earning dollars while you're in school to chase your passions, but also like Mr. Calicut and Mr. Miller, who will be graduating as well soon, to be able to earn that massive barber. So thank you for that, and we appreciate you. Thanks so much. Mr. Langston?
All right, so y'all heard a couple live living examples. I did want to ping to, I didn't want to put them on the spot, to Mr. Massey again. I want to give it up for Mr. Massey. You heard it from the students. But we can't. This whole series is coming into communities, talking about mentorships. Again, we heard a live example. I'm going to try not to kill the cameras too much, but if we can, guys, can we give it up for Mr. Massey and the opportunities that he's giving kids? So I want to guide into the first question, and then anybody who's in this shop can kind of get into it. We want to talk. So one of the things we want to talk about is just education and the challenges that our kids are facing every day. So can somebody who's bold, other than myself, let's talk about kind of the challenges that you see our kids facing every day, and then let's talk about some solutions that we can probably give, not only as the school district, but as the whole city of Memphis that we can give. Anybody want to talk to that?
Yeah, I say it started with the foundation. It started at home first. You gotta have a good foundation, a supporting cast, or somebody that's willing to help, somebody that's willing to reach out. And the kid gotta also want to receive and want to do better, But there's so much you can get into right now that's on the negative side of life, And for to have Massey and Mr. Walker and everybody else, I was a student of Mr. Walker, But to have people like that in the community, bringing these kids together, showing them it's a better way, I just can't do nothing but applaud them for it, and look up for them. But the kids gotta want it, and they gotta have a foundation. That's where I think it starts.
Anybody else want to chime in? Saul there, I see you chomping at the bits, man. I know you want to say something, man.
I wasn't preparing to speak, but yes, I could. The biggest thing is for our kids is having adequate activity that's going to occupy them. You got to have things that get them involved. Athletics is a big piece. Arts are a big piece. All these different things, we need our kids engaged. But as Hollywood said, it starts at the house. Again, parents have to step up. And again, our job is not to be friends with our children. Our job is to lead and guide them. And it's a partnership between the school, the community. Everybody has to come together, because if we don't invest in our children, what are we doing? Our children are the future, so everything points to them. But the things that we've gone through, we have to be able to share with them to show them the light that's at the end of the tunnel. Because I ask kids all the time, what do you seek to gain from what you're doing right now? So if you don't have a goal in mind, you're just wasting time frivolously, just doing things. So we have to always point our kids to having goals and aspirations. And it's our job as parents and leaders, be it coaches, is to get them the exposure to see all the opportunities that are out there. Again, I'm so grateful to Coach Massey. Again, he and I graduated together. Coach Massey and I graduated together from Whitehaven. So having the opportunity to talk to him and say, hey, you can come into school and you can never run out of barbers. And I'm glad he listened to me. Because being an entrepreneur and then come to the school, that was a big change for him. So I'm grateful for him for taking that opportunity. And now you just see the fruits of the labor. Because we have several of our students that are lining up the shop. And it's a credit to him to the work that he's doing. But we need more people in the community to put our hands around these children. And the kids, again, got to be ready to receive. And that message is going to resonate all the way through. Because that's what we talk about all the time. And it's our neighborhood. Nobody's coming to save us. So we got to save ourselves.
So you bring up a good point. I'm gonna kick it to you, Mark. You bring up a good point, because often at times what we see as being kind of the leaders of the district, as you will, we often, when kids get in trouble, the first thing they want to say is the school's fault. But you brought up something big, because it's not just the schools. We can do what we can do, but then we need community members. We need mentors to reach the kids to talk about where we are. So. You brought up a good point. The superintendent has come to join us in the shop today.
Y'all let me in. Hello, brother.
How you doing?
Hello.
Yep, go ahead.
I think one of the biggest things is making sure that we know where the children are. So I tell people this, Mass and I have talked about this, we don't have that generation now that wants to go to college like that, right? So we need to have programs that's going to allow them to get in there and learn trades. Those things were taken away years ago, and this generation needs them bad because they want to be able to make money. When you think about going out doing welding, $21 and up, when you thinking about being a mechanic, $21 and up. When you talking about being a carpenter, masonry, things such as that, those industries are big, and we were built on that. So our generation went to school on people who worked in the factories in Memphis and around the area. And so we have pushed kids to college so much, and they don't see the benefits of doing that because their sister and brother went to college, and they still trying to figure out what they want to do with themselves. But they got friends who go and get into different industries, and they go make money fast. So I think what we ought to start doing is meeting the students where they are. You know, our view on that thing is much different than their view. We thinking about retirement, they just thinking about getting the bag. And so when you look at that, you have to sit there and say, okay, this is what's going to allow you to get in the bag. You know, Southwest has a program that you can do 2 years, and I think you can come out making $50,000, $60,000 a year, and companies will hire you and send you back to school to get your bachelor's degree, so you'll be making that money as well as they'll pay for your schooling. So when you got programs like that, that allows young people, children, to say, okay, I want to hop in there. So I think that in this day and age that the districts across the country, not just Memphis, but we ought to start looking at that, looking at those CCTE programs, and make sure that they're doing what they need to do for the children, meeting them where they are. Because, you know, this process of going to college ain't what it's cracked up to be to some of them. They want to get out and be able to make money and be part of their society.
How do you think we should do that?
I think the biggest thing we ought to do is look and see what's going on. So that's a great question. I was talking to some friends of mine, and of course they're building in Nashville. I asked the guy that in 2025 a lot of building is going to happen in Memphis, Tennessee. So Nashville has had probably about 5 years. The reason why, and it's a good one, that we can't start the building in Memphis is because all the cranes are in Nashville. So all the big cranes are going to be moved to Memphis. So now you got a lot of carpentry, a lot of piping, a lot of masonry work that's about to happen. Forklift driving, dump trucks, you know, it's going to be a lot of that stuff going on. So that industry is going to be big. So let's look again. Let's look at technology. They're going to put the Wi-Fi and the fiber optics through the building. Why aren't we training them to be able to do that? And saying, man, as soon as you finish up, you're going to be able to go on that program. I often tell people that Shelby County School has every industry there is. Shelby County Schools has that department in the school district. Why aren't we grabbing one or two to say, I'm sending you to facilities and maintenance, I'm sending you to culinary, to the chef, I'm sending you here. And so when we do that, children start being involved, start seeing what's going on, and guess what? I have an opportunity, fair or unfair, because this is their reality, I have an opportunity to help them at the table. Like, I can help provide for my sisters and brothers immediately. So now when they come to me saying something about me going to sell some drugs or going to get in trouble, going to steal something, I'm like, no, I make $800 a week doing this. I mean, you know, I'm at what's that, $3,200 a month I'm bringing home at 18, 19 years old, which is reachable and for real. So I don't think we've done, and I'm a product of Memphis schools, and I don't think we've done a great job of forecasting what's to come in Memphis, Tennessee. And when you don't forecast what's going on in Memphis, Tennessee, you dropping the ball, and fair or unfair, money is spent frivolously when it should be going into what you want to do is put it back into the children. So we got to get people on the team that's going to forecast and do what they got to do.
Okay. I think I also hear you saying, and I think the team will share, I said the same, we are an employer. Why don't we have more of our kids working with us as well in those areas that you mentioned as we expand our programs and classes in CCT, to develop many of those skills that you're talking about, in addition to forecasting with the city about what is to come for the city of Memphis. Is that what I think is, if I summarize?
Hey, look, you are excellent. That's why they hired you. So I'm also going to say this. I think nobody's ever made people who do business with us do business with our children. So if you coming in and you're a contractor, you ought to have something in your contract that says, I'm going to take, if my contract is for 5 years, I got 5 children every year that's going to intern with you. And that's how you get, if you ain't come to do that, you can't sit with us. And so we allow her, that's right, don't even sit down. And guess what? Here's the beauty. Hold them accountable.
Don't let them come in and do and say, oh, I'm going to get to it, but here goes something for you. No, I need you to take care of me. I need you to take care of my children. So yes, ma'am, I think that's very important. Because we have too many people taking from the district and not putting money back in. Companies are coming in from out of town and some from Memphis. They come to Memphis, take all our money, and they throw one big check and say they did something big. Well, that's not going to the children. Where is it going? Leave me with something that I can have for the rest of my life. Don't you? Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be building. That's what we get big at in the city. And Superintendent Feagins, I'm Billy Wall from Student Affairs. I do want to highlight a student we have here. So to speak to Marcus's point, we do have some companies that students do intern in our district. Right now, we've had over 2,200 students that have earned over $2.5 million. Now, we do have about 26,000 hireable students, so we need to increase that. So thank you to CFO Langston and the program, Memphis-Shelby County Schools internships. But I have a living, breathing example. So we do work with Amazon, AutoZone, the YMCA. Our students are working there and internal businesses at a small clip. But I want to highlight Mr. Pearl. He's a 2024 Whitehaven graduate. He has not only interned with us for the last 2 years through CCT as an apprenticeship, he actually has interned the summer with his brother here, Colin, who both be graduating. And I want him to speak about the internship program, how it's affected him, and the fact that he's a real live breathing barber here in this shop, thanks to Mr. Massey, our community partner as well. So Mr. Pearl.
I'm a young student. I attend Whitehaven High. As you see, my name is Keelan Purtle. See, I did the internship with many of the guys in the shop, such as Derek, Tip, my twin brother, Cody. He's already moved on from the program, but it's to help him better develop himself. As you can see, we're all in the barbershop now. Let's see, I joined the barbershop early, even though I couldn't get paid for doing it. I really wasn't in it for the money. I was in it for the experience because I heard good things about it. Not only from learning from Massey, but from my friends who did MLGW, the friends who, the light program with FedEx, helped them with college while they work at FedEx. What I really want to say is, I feel like the program helped me find myself at an early age, because as I said, I went there young, even though I couldn't get paid for it. I loved the experience. I learned how to do things that would help me better in life. And I come out the program, I feel like when I graduate, well, I already do, but when I graduate, I'll be coming out the program with 2 sources of income. You see, I got one income through the internship, which has helped me earn another income working in the barbershop. So there's 2 sources of income this program has earned me. I also feel like I'll do good with the other program, which is the not the MLGW, but the FedEx program, which will help me through college. I feel like I'll do good with that, since I've done good during school with them. I feel like when it started, I feel like it starts at the right time as well. So 16, even though it's 16, you have to be 16 to do it. I feel like I can do it at a younger age. Like I can bring my brothers and sisters and help them learn me, even though they're not getting money out of it. They can get a better mindset of how life is gonna go from this internship. I also feel like Mr. Walker is doing a good thing, and along with Mr. Massey, helping all of us students, develop in life at an early age.
So he's going to be in the life program at the University of Memphis with FedEx.
So we know it's happening. The goal is we got to expand. We have, 60,000 kids in just grades 9 through 12. They should see when they enter grade 9 a path home. And so we got it in pockets. We got to figure out how to expand it. We got to expand it quickly so that they can see and hold on to the thing, because we're competing against what the needs are in a home. And when a kid says they need to go make money, they choose money over becoming a student. I've seen it happen. We've seen the results of what happens in that those choices are made. And so shout out to you, young man, for grabbing on and following the guidance of people who want to see you do well, but also you going and do well also. So I know you'll be awesome wherever you go and whatever you do. Just make sure you share, your path with your peers now, those who are coming behind you, and then also, of course, use the power of your voice. You have social media, that's how you'll like to talk. So share, show some inside looks when you're in the barbershop. Like, let them know what the experience is. The apprenticeship was not money, but you received pay, right? you were paid, you invested in yourself to learn more. So I appreciate you sharing that. And being here on a Saturday, you making some money?
Yes, ma'am. I also like to reiterate on what he said, how it helps us like not go into the violent life. It helps us go into a more productive life. So it starts at a right time to where we can like choose a path to go. Like it's directly at the spot where people choose like which way they want to go in life, whether they want to go the bad route or the good route.
Yep. So, Super, I want you to talk about our first stop and then how you reiterated on how it starts. Because oftentimes people think this, to his point, starts at 16 years old. Well, sometimes we think 16 years old is too late. One gentleman earlier talked about how reading is important. And obviously, we know you got to start reading to your kids. If you were like me, I started reading to my kids when they were in my wife's stomach. So they came out understanding my voice because I was reading to them, and we still to this day. I changed it. Now they're reading to me as a 5-year-old. So talk about how you talked about how it kind of starts from the womb up until you get to that point.
Yeah, we think about exposure and how important it is. So we often don't start it until so late,
Yep.
right? Or much later than it should start. So we talk about reading in the womb. Kids can hear, they can talk, and they can the brain is being developed. You know, they're becoming accustomed to sound. That's how that's the nurturing piece, right? And when they come out, that's the nature piece. They're in the world, and all things outside and external become a part. And so what I talked about at the last stop, and I'll keep emphasizing as you hear me talk, is that we got to figure out a way to connect our kids to somebody just like you and folks in the community in addition to their parents at a younger age, right? And so first, second grade, you got somebody else that has an expectation of you, that's ready and willing to walk alongside you, to high five you, do tough love that we like to call it when you get off track a little bit, to show you who you can become, to provide you the opportunities that you will. When you take this to the museum just to see something fresh, you don't know what will spark an idea in someone. And sometimes we kind of project onto people who we want them to be kids for sure. And we also keep the floor so low, right? That they can become. People rise and fall to expectations.
Right.
You set it high. I haven't seen a young man or a student, yet who hasn't tried to become the person and grow into the person that they need to be to achieve their goals. And so we are, working on it internally about how to get more of you involved as mentors, as volunteers, as the connects, if you will, for kids who are in the system, Memphis-Shelby County schools, so that they don't end up in the system, right? And so, the other piece of that, when we think about reading or literacy, reading is reading, whatever it is that you're reading. It's not always just Little Red Riding Hood and the books in school. It is reading about Kyrie Irving, if that's your favorite basketball player. It is reading more about construction management and barbering. So we have to find a better way as well to make the learning experience something that kids can be excited about when they come to our buildings. As we work on the physical appearance of our buildings and just getting some new structures, we just have to be a bit better about what draws in students, and that starts with them, asking them. It has to be something that's interesting for them, right? So, a piece of that, we started a little bit. This Barbershop Talks, doing more of this coming in the community. Y'all let me in, right? I don't know how many more times you let me in, but you let me in. But having the conversation in real time, just in a way that's more connected, and not require everybody to always go to so there's 1,000 ways to get involved, and several additional 1,000 ways that we can do this if we all just buckle down and say we're going to do it together.
I think one of the things I got to say, kudos to Massey. This is the story behind the story. Tip, as they call him, who has a master, just got his master barber, right? He started out, he was at A. Maceo Walker. He used to come up here and sweep, right? And used to sweep. That's how he made his little hustle money. I used to laugh when I used to see him in here because I recognized him from A. Maceo. And so they called him Tip. Well, look, let's fast forward. What you just said is birth. We see the remnants of it. We see the results of being around somebody who's doing something, and I say I want to do that. And fair or unfair, Massey treats him like that's his son. So which is what it's supposed to be. And so I think a lot of times we have to start reaching for what people call ordinary people. What I mean by this is this. So while we aren't getting the guys to come mentor that own the tow trucks, that owns the barbershop, that owns the plumbing company, that owns the electric company, who looks like them, those are the ones they see a lot of times in the community. I'm not mad at the guy who wearing the shirt and tie, who is a CEO, COO of the company, but you trying to take me to a place and I really don't connect with you because you don't come around a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I see that guy, and I think the biggest thing that we fall into is consistency. Is not being consistent. You got to keep it consistent. Don't have a program for me here and say we mentoring and we doing and we don't get in. I told somebody before, we want the guys who smell like weed and then we'll mess around, they don't want to smoke weed no more. Like, don't give me the guys that's always going to be good coming to the program. There's some guys that really need the guidance to get there. The whole barbershop is with those guys. So there's some guys in the barbershop right now who had those situations and they came in here and now they're saying, no, I don't have to smoke weed like that. No, I don't have to hustle backwards. No, I see what I got to do. Those are the kids we oftentimes put off, don't want to deal with, and those are the ones that we see every day that has got to be a part of society. When we start including those children, because they're like that because they don't have any consistency. So that's the big thing, Sue.
I always agree with you. It is, as the young people at the shop before, who's it that makes you feel supported and valued and want to wake up every day and go to this makes sense, right? And so just thinking about who they're mentoring. They mentioned their parents, that was really good. One said the mom, but then there's also the mentor. And I don't know how many people in the shop here can say I had a mentor. But you got a teacher.
Yeah.
Kind of right? You also have one that probably didn't.
Yes.
But then what usually is motivated.
Right.
Hard today.
Right.
And so that's what we have to be willing to serve as, for our kids. And when I say all kids, I mean all of them. The ones that backs against the wall, the ones who are a little more motivated and high performing. But when we say all kids, that's exactly what we mean. All of them. They've been in my classroom smelling like weed before.
Yes, ma'am.
Had the dog sniffing, at my room, and had to think if we were going to jump out the window or not. It's not your call, right?
Wow.
So all kids means all kids.
Yes, ma'am.
And whatever it takes is whatever it takes. And so I think starting here for sure, it's certainly you're going to wonder, are you going to call me after this? Am I going to hear from you after this? You can really tell me how I can stay connected and get involved. Right now with the highest right? Tell me how to pass, go volunteer and whatever.
Get your hat.
Set the dates for me and meet, right? So absolutely, it is about consistency and about implementation. If you really ask me, we struggle a little bit with the implementation and consistency. We're great with the how and the what in terms of big ideas and programs. And so when we get 2 and 3 together, we'll be all right.
Yeah, tell them save some balloons and put it back into. Let's put it back into the kids. Everybody ain't eating them cakes. Yes, ma'am. What you said? I don't want them cakes. Yes, ma'am. We want the realness.
Hey, I wanted to bring something up as well, Superintendent. Something that you talked about facilities, upgrade facilities, updating school buildings. Because again, everything we do is competitive. The students are the driving force of what we do, and when we are lacking in the adequate facilities and everything for our students, again, you were able to come at the same time you got hired. See, we're going to be building a STEM building at Whitehaven High School. Athletic facilities are needed desperately to be upgraded. The school buildings, because those nice and shiny things, people see them. And we're competing with these municipalities where their tax bases are different, things of that nature. And it seems as if our kids are lacking so much. We use that phrase all the time, we get it out the mud. But why? When we have people that can support us and we can invest in our children, we need to make sure that we're investing properly so they have everything that they need. Again, it's a testament. I got guys that are barbers that are here that have played for me. Again, as a football coach, you got to meet the kids everywhere. And I have kids at every single level. Got kids that have great parents, got kids that have no parents.
Yes, sir.
Kids I've coached that I've never seen their parents at all. some that their parents I can't get away from. So you've had every situation, but you want to pour into the kids, but you need to have the adequate things to expose them. Everybody's not willing to do what we do at Whitehaven. Everybody's not willing to travel and take trips and go all those places. I've traveled all across the country taking my boys to places. But everybody's not willing to do that, nor do they have the means to. So we should make it more accessible. And then we need to be more welcoming when people want to bring things here. We have the talent here where everything can come to us. We don't always have to go to it. But our facilities are not adequate enough for us to host the events and host those opportunities to make sure our kids are getting the proper exposure. Because exposure is the greatest separator in everything. Once you see more, you want more. And once you want more, you're going to do more. And then we'll find ourselves getting ourselves, this is an economic thing. Yeah. And if we're not focused on the economics, again, I've coined the phrase respect the Haven as a coach, because we got to earn respect for our neighborhood. Again, our neighborhood means something. This is a powerful community. We demand that respect, and we have to go get those things, but we have to stand on it. We have community development organization based upon that. Everything we do, again, Jason Reef is here. He's executive director of Respect the Haven, CDC. Again, all these organizations around, but people are engaged and involved, but we got to make sure we're putting the finances behind our kids and make sure we're doing the things, because we're going to lose kids to private schools and to municipalities if we're not doing the things that are necessary to upgrade our facilities. Our best kids shouldn't be going to Chattanooga and all those places. Our best kids should be right here in the neighborhood where they grew up, because then we can take care of our own. We want to save every single kid. All I'm going to NFL? Maybe not. All I'm going to college? Maybe not. But all of them could be a part of a team and use athletics, arts, all those things to help round these kids off so they see all the different avenues that are available to them, and it helps them develop as children. And that's our job. Again, as teachers, we take on a lot more than just teaching in the classroom. And as coaches, we almost feel like you're a parent at all times. So that's one of the things. Again, just want to encourage you, again, appreciate your presence here, because your presence here means that you're engaged in it.
Right.
So now we're engaged in it. Okay, now let's get the ball rolling and moving, and then we can get things involved. I mean, there's so much success that we can have. There's so much success that we have had, but we should get the benefits from those and reap the benefits from those successes and make this thing. Everybody should be wanting to come to Whitehaven. Now again, I'm partial.
Not at all.
But it speaks to everything, because a rising ship lifts all boats. If we raise one, everybody else is gonna come with it. So we want to make sure that we're doing it. So again, just thank you for coming and allowing us to get your earful.
Tell them you just state championship, you the cheerleader.
Listen, I was.
Make sure they know. Make sure they know you the cheerleader at the state championship.
I was. Went to the state championship. Watched the guys. 3 teams. We had 3 teams. You know, that's unlikely, right? You know, that's not something that just happens all the time, right? But yeah, I cheered. I may or may not have played ball way back in the day, but coached it as well. And so one of the first questions I asked when I got here is, do we own our fields? You know, do we own our stadiums? And why don't we have more? And so, you know, you don't have to worry about it with me.
Man, we might be all right.
Focus on athletics. I am a proud alumna of the University of Alabama, so I've seen, you know, respectfully excellence at a high level, and what it looks like when people invest into sports for sure, and what that means to draw people in. Folks don't go to Alabama for academics. They go because they want to be a part of, you know, what was at least with Coach Station, to be a part of something, a winning tradition, right? And so as we think about legacy here, it's the same thing we're after. For me, it's about how fast can we get some of this done, right? And so I share it with Langston. I mean, I don't care if we can name everything in the city or in the district after somebody if they want to invest. In the corner of the field and the billboard, the scoreboard. I mean, it can be FedEx, whatever, Nike, whatever, whoever's grandma and Papa's corner store, whatever, as long as we get what we want for kids, because that matters. I drove by, I don't remember the school. Private school, it looked like a mini college. You know, so I know we have the best athletes. I know we have the best talent. We don't have a competitive space, if you will, facilities. And so I'm with you. And You got somebody who understands that. So I want every coach, every teacher to be as positive about their space as you are at Whitehaven, as you advocate for more and better. You should be, telling folks they should be at Whitehaven. But I want every school to feel like that. And so certainly when we look at infrastructure, that's probably one of the most disheartening things that exists right now. To walk into schools, that plays a part of your psyche. You look and get out of the car or off the bus or walk the route, whatever it is, get to the front door, and some trash is already met you, or the windows are broken, or you get in, the ceiling beeping on your head. I get it. It's tough to focus on biology when things just don't look great around you. So we're here, we're in it. We've started the conversations already. I think you all can see I'm not afraid to professionally beg. I'm going to ask everybody for something. And so if you haven't been here yet, your time is coming. As an organization, as a business, and then certainly as individuals, as we begin to launch our capital investment campaign, we all have the resources, right? If we put what we have together, we can get what we need for kids. So we're here. We're ready.
So again, I appreciate you, Coach, as always, lending the ear, always being the ear for us. Appreciate you, Massey, for opening up the shop for us today. This is a series, so we'll be continuing to do this. So when you guys see us put it out on social media, come and support. Lend your talks. Again, what we want this to be is the forming or making of a mentorship for kids. Superintendent mentioned something big, like we have 14,000 employees. That's including myself. Just to think, if every one of those 14,000 employees could grab one or two kids, there will be a lot of kids that we can bring along and show them the way. The last thing I want to say is to piggyback off Mark is what we have to own as a district is we got to do a better job of telling kids that, and this might be an unpopular opinion, that college may not always be the only way. So I can tell you that I got a HVAC at home that failed, and I had to pay $7,500 to get it fixed.
Yes, sir.
When you got kids like Mr. Purtle over here who cutting hair, Mr. Massey, I love you to death, but I know y'all going up on haircuts every year. We got to get it. So people are making money doing trades.
Bald head.
People are making money doing trades, not just showing up suit and tie every day.
Yes,
so
sir.
We got to do a better job telling kids that you can go and have a trade. The last thing I want to say again, I appreciate everybody for coming out. Our next stop is upscale in Madison. When you hear about this series coming out, support, send somebody, send kids. We want to hear from them. So I appreciate it.
Did the kids talk? They speak. We all want to hear from them.
Yeah, it's okay. Who else other than Mr. Perk? Come on, guys. Y'all want to talk.
Say something up there in the front, y'all. So right, Mario.
You want one of the kids?
Yeah.
Are they in here for appointments? Are they here for a conversation?
They're here for.
I see you smiling at me.
Look at him. He want to say something.
Eric. What's your name? What's your name? Kurt.
I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade. Come on, my guy. Okay, you showed up for the conversation, or are you next in the chair?
Conversation.
Yeah.
Talk, man.
My guy.
Talk,
So
man.
tell me this. How's your experience been? What school do you attend?
I go to Haven University.
Haven View Middle. How's your experience been there? You always tell me the truth.
It's been good. Academic wise, it's been great. We got a lot of teachers that care for us and put us in the best situation for high school and college. So it's been great. And sports wise, we got coaches that still care for us even after football season or basketball, whatever it is. So we really just got that connection and that family. Their brotherhood at Whitehaven and Havenview, and it's like going from Havenview straight to Whitehaven, it's like a brotherhood already, like like we already connected, so it's like you got that feeling like going into high school, it's like you already there.
So you feel, if I hear you correctly, you feel connected. You feel like this is a brotherhood, it's a family environment. Your teachers care, your coaches care, and so you feel safe. Yeah? So you like your experience. What classes do you enjoy the most?
I'd say science.
Do you? Okay, tell me a little bit about why.
I like science because I'm a change. I like social studies. I like learning about our history and learning about what happened in the past and like just being catching up on like what
what happened in the past. So I like learning about their history.
That's good stuff. You did a good job. I appreciate you. Who's next to you? Tap me.
My coach, teammates right here.
Okay, who's teammate right here in the blue?
Man, Reagan.
Ray? Reagan. What grade are you in, Reagan?
7.
7. Okay. You attend Haven View as well, right? What makes it special for you?
Like Cuddy said, the brotherhood. Like Cuddy said, the brotherhood. My dad, coaches, teachers. Like, I got a lot of connection with some of the teachers because they help me a lot learning. They buy me things if I do good.
Listen, that's most important. They buy you things, that's right. Tell me this, what's missing? What would you all say is missing? Not that the place is not good, but how do you make it better?
Stop fighting.
Stop fighting? Yeah. Yeah. But do we have anything like peer counselors here? Where you all serve as kind of counselors for your friends? Do we have something like that for you? No?
They might, but I ain't never been in it.
Never been in it? Well, you would be one if we had it, right? Yeah, Kurt, you would as well? Yeah, why do people fight so much?
They just hope to make a little room.
So we gotta work on some conflict resolution. Yeah. Okay, who's next to you? Everybody can start with
My name is
Byron.
Stand up.
I said Byron.
Mylan.
Mylan. Got it. What grade are you in, Mylan?
8th grade.
8th grade. You're at Haven View as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're not guilty. Is that what your shirt said? I'm not gonna ask you of what though. Okay. You enjoying your experience as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What can make it better though? You can tell me.
I don't really know.
Is it the lunch?
Trash.
The trash? There's some trash? Like, so the school is kind of dirty?
The school real dirty.
Real dirty. That's honest. Okay, so cleanliness. Got it. The fact that you notice, women probably think kids don't notice. They probably think y'all do. What else? That's the biggest thing? You go to school every day? You haven't missed a day?
But when I'm sick, if I don't say I miss school.
The only day you were sick. Hey, Kurt, you missed school?
I don't miss school. I just gotta be on time.
Oh,
That's
so
my
you late?
problem.
He owned it. Keep it real. I love it. He keeping it real. I love it. He keeping
You
it
might be a
real.
little late. Okay, what about you, Ray?
Yeah, I missed school.
You missed school?
My last time I booked my reach, I had missed school, and I go out of town about football.
Yeah. So we gotta look at our calendar so that when you're going out of town and stuff like that, it's not counting against you. You gotta pay attention to those absences. When you go to school Monday, I want you to ask how many absences you have. And I'm gonna circle to you and ask them. Yeah. You ask, I don't care who you ask your teacher, how many absences do I have every day? How many days have I missed this school day? Okay, and I'm gonna circle to you. I don't forget much. I wanna ask Kurt, Reagan, and Molly. Yeah, and then I'm gonna see why the school is so dirty as well, okay? Some more lunch or better lunch? Is it nasty?
He said it's trash.
That's what he said.
Oh, he said the lunch is trash?
That's what he was saying. Lunch is
Lunch is
trash.
trash and the building is dirty? My lord, we got a lot of work to do though.
Bad combination.
Okay. What's served on, what's on the menu? It's unrecognizable? Okay. So do y'all eat them? Or you just skip them?
Just bring
Just bring your own lunch? Okay. Any more students in here? What about the parents? Who's this on the side? Who's lined up here? I know the staff. Who's lined up over here? Who's this right here?
I'm actually a teacher at Haven View, but I did want to piggyback off of what Marcus was saying and what Rodney was saying as being a product of Whitehaven, from Haven View. When I was at Haven View, we had classes like culinary, we had sewing, and I think that's something that's missing with our children is that they can start in 9th grade with CCTE, but they are far advanced in the 7th and 8th grade, and they're ready to go. So giving them the books It's just, they need the whole picture. Like, they are so, Curtis is involved, Reagan is involved, Mylan, they all are active in the school, but something about that hands-on to help them to transition into high school is what we're missing. And we are missing a lot of things when they try to cut money and then the children are missing up the services. Like, you take out the people that used to clean the school and give us service masters, then you take service master, and now we have 3 people in the school to clean up the entire school, and some of the classes aren't clean. So it's that type of stuff, and feeling pride in where they're at. So that's the type of stuff that, it's little stuff, but it's getting bigger and bigger. Especially when we have a student that he's incarcerated now because he's carjacking, but when he comes to school, or he's stealing cars, but when he comes to school, we have to make sure he's cared for. But why is he doing that, and what else can we gear him towards? If he's good at that, then we need to figure out what else we can do to get him not. But we don't have it in middle school. We don't have peer conflict resolution. We just have, they're gonna fight, we're gonna figure it out. And I think the peers, Curtis is a prime example, Reagan is a prime example. Mylan, that will talk to their peers and kind of de-escalate. But where do we fit that into the school day to have somebody to come in and make it whole?
Good points there. I think a few things you hit on. So peer counselors, I had the opportunity to be a peer counselor when I was in middle school. And so there's national training available for that. There's an opportunity for us to invest in that, to have certain kids, selected to participate in that training. It goes right into the school day. It takes students like this who are excelling academically, and you can build that into their schedule when they serve as peer counselors. So there's certainly an opportunity for that. I think when you mentioned all the programs that did exist and then they didn't exist, and now we're trying to make them exist again, that is the gap. That is, a part of the problem that we created for children, if I might say it that way. We started to push everybody to go to college. It was college or bust, right? And so what you'll hear me describe it as is next level ready. How do we just prepare kids to be ready for whatever their next level is? That could be the military, the entrepreneurship, certainly college, but also trade university, trade schools, and skills of that nature. So it's just whatever it is that you see you'd like to be, have we provided to you the pathway, the exposure, the opportunity, certainly the support, the love, the tough love, the discipline, the expectation. Expectations do a lot. So you're mentioning it, and it's not small. Those seemingly small things make a big difference, right? And so what I mentioned earlier about pushing things back, we got to think about high school as being like 6 through 12, and in some regard, 5 in terms of what we're preparing students for, and when we're giving them the access to the classes, and certainly the opportunities and experiences. And so we get no pushback coming from that. It's just a matter of how do we do it, but then also getting the thinking of our leaders to be, on the same path as a whole picture. To start thinking about high school not being just the 9 through 12. We're late in it. We missed the ball. And we're trying to play catch up, not just academically from deficiencies, but part of that deficiency is because of us, right? We waited so late and so long to provide kids what they need. So you'll see we start to just push those things, back further and further and further. But even more so, I just recently learned that our elementary students don't have access to a lot of activities. So, what we were able to do in Detroit, I oversaw athletics and make sure every kid in K5, K6 had access to sports, extracurricular activities as well. Esports we started. There's a way for students to be involved and connected to something, not just to keep them on the street, so they can develop and become the beings of excellence that we know they need. So we have a lot of opportunities. I look forward to connecting with all of you, seeing you show up on some of these committees and really putting forth, your thoughts, but most importantly, helping us move to a space of action so we figure this stuff out. This is students involved and big about students being involved and really leading the conversations and leading the way. And so they'll have the opportunity as well to connect right with me, share many of these same solutions. When you see them come home and start talking about or to practice and start talking about how we make this happen. And more importantly, you start seeing them at city council meetings. Wherever we go, we have to preach and beg and speak and talk about and ask for. You'll see the kids lead the way, and certainly you all will be asked as well to come along the way. I just have a title. It can't all be on me, and I won't even let you all make it be all on me, right? So I'll find a way so that you know how to get involved and feel connected, because you all understand, and I think we can agree that once you feel like you're a part of something, or you'll run through the wall to make it happen. So just making sure that we include all of these voices, all of these solutions, and then charging forward together, and then more importantly, as you mentioned, forward consistently.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, thanks, yeah.
Yes. Right.